How long have you been giving tours on the Black Dahlia and researching the history?
Researching it since 2005, giving this particular tour since 2007.
So we're here at the Biltmore Hotel. We're on this path of the Black Dahlia. In 1947, a young woman named Elizabeth Ann Short, who only gained fame as a murder victim known by the nickname Black Dahlia, spent a few hours in the Biltmore lobby. Is this true? This was the last time she was seen alive.
It's the last known spot where someone who was with her admits to seeing her, and that's why it's part of the mythology.
Where are we going next?
We're gonna go to the bus station where she left her bags. We're gonna go to the Figueroa Hotel, and then we'll learn a little bit about what her life was like before she became a victim, when she was just this really odd girl on the make in LA.
And just like any other investigation, when we kind of follow the trail of blood, all that energy that we're absorbing hopefully allows us to be more of a magnet to the spirit that we are trying to track down, the Black Dahlia.
I actually came across a pretty interesting thing online about one of his favorite artists. I don't know if you've heard this, was an artist called Man Ray.
Who's a surrealist photographer.
In his book, Black Dahlia Avenger, Steve Hodel cites a personal association between Man Ray and his father, George. Steve also theorizes that his father may have been perversely inspired by Man Ray's work.
We're at our second spot as we're following the path of the Black Dahlia. We are right near the Skid Row district, so let's just be mindful and cautious.
We are near Skid Row, and it was Skid Row at the time, but it was also where the Greyhound bus station was. What young women and young men, too, at that time would do when they came to town, they would just go to a bus station or a train station and check their bags. And this was something that Beth Short was known to do. And she actually did this on the night she disappeared.
So what happened to her stuff? Was her stuff ever retrieved?
It was, and that's a very interesting part of the case. It was almost all written material. Letters to boyfriends that she had written but not sent, and they were able to sort of track a few of these people down.
Was there any mention of Dr. George Hodel?
There was no mention of Dr. George, not in the letters. Now, I mentioned this is the old 1947-era Greyhound station. A couple years later, they moved to this building. People who work in that building, they say they see a dark girl walking upstairs.
People are seeing a female apparition in known locations that had ties to the Black Dahlia. I know she wants it to be told who the killer is. If she was being tortured for 6 days...
I think she knows who killed her.
Absolutely. Where are we headed now?
We're gonna go to the beautiful Figueroa Hotel.
The Figueroa?
Oh, that's so cute. Figueroa.
Figueroa.
Close enough.
I can't tell you how much closer I feel to the case and to Elizabeth Short herself just by visiting all these locations.
Yeah, you have to look at who she was as a person.
Let's find a spot where we can talk a little more about what this hotel has to do with the Black Dahlia.
Let's do that.
Okay, so we found a very interesting area inside the Figueroa Hotel. Did I say it right?
No.
I have troubles with weird words.
It's Spanish.
Tell me more about what the Black Dahlia has to do with this place we're in right now.
But she stayed here, we know that. The FBI tracked it down. She picked up a guy they call Sergeant Doe. They went out and had a nice night on the town in Hollywood. As they're getting close to the hotel, a couple of guys in a car pull up and they yell, "There she is, let's get her." Was it mistaken identity? Or was it George Hodel looking for Beth Short?
Interesting. I wonder if anybody here has ever seen the spirit of the Black Dahlia.
It's such a good question. Of course, no one knows what room she stayed in. It's somewhere up there.
So it begs the question, is the spirit of the Black Dahlia visiting the very locations that we've been going to? Hopefully, she knows and will follow us back to the very house where she was tortured and murdered.